Hello everybody, today's lesson is about real numbers, and today we will study multiplying and dividing in real numbers. Before we start here, we have two statements that help us to understand multiplying and dividing real numbers. The first statement here, if we have two numbers have the same sign, their product or the quotient is positive. So the first statement here tells us if we have two numbers, okay, have the same sign, maybe the first one is negative and the second one is negative, and or the first one is positive and the second one is positive. Anyway, the two numbers here have the same signs, so the product is going to be positive and the quotient also is going to be positive. So if you divide the two numbers together, the quotient is going to be positive, and if you multiply the two numbers together, their product is going to be positive, okay, in two ways. And the second statement here, we have, if we have two numbers have the different sign, their product or quotient is negative, okay. So if we have just one number of our two numbers here have a different sign, that means the product or the quotient here is going to be negative, okay. Let's take an example to understand that. In the first case here, we have find the value of each expression. The first one here, we have 35 divided by negative 5. So if we take here 35 divided by negative 5 and applied our rules here, we are going to find here we have 35 is a positive number, so we have here 35, okay, divide by negative 5 in the first one. The first number here is going is a positive number, and the second one here is negative number, so the answer is going to be negative because I have two numbers, one of them is negative or have different sign together, okay. So I just here divide 35 divided by 5 equal to 7, so the answer is going to be 7, and our sign here is going to be negative. That's the first one. The second one here, we have negative 11 multiplied by negative 4, and we see that if we have a number like that, negative 11, okay, and two brackets here, negative 4, that means they are multiplied together, okay. There is any signs here between them, that means they are multiplied together. So here we have negative 11 multiplied by negative 4. Our answer is going to be positive because here we have the first number is negative and the second one is negative, so our two numbers here have the same sign, so the answer is going to be, we know that 11 multiplied by 4 equal 44, and the answer is going to be positive. For the third one here, we have negative 6, okay, and bracket after that 7, so that means we have two numbers multiplied together because here we haven't any signs between them, and we see that refers to multiplication. Here we have the first one is negative and the second one is positive, so the answer is going to be negative. After that, multiply 6 multiplied by 7 is going to be 42. So here we have the first part in our lesson today. The second part here, we have something is called inverse property of multiplication. We studied before the inverse property of subtracting or addition, and we studied that if we have a number like negative 3, its inverse is going to be the same number but different sign like 3. And we have, if we have a number like 4, its inverse, okay, is going to be negative 4. That's for addition and multiplication. For addition and subtraction. For multiplication, here we have three statements that help us to make multiplication easy and fast. Here, if we have two numbers, or two numbers are called reciprocals of their product is 1. So if we have two numbers and I multiply them together and I find their answer is going to be 1, this means our numbers here are called, something is called reciprocals, and we will show that what is the meaning of the reciprocal mean. The second statement here, we have a number and its reciprocal are called multiplicative inverse. So the first one is multiplicative inverse for the second one, and the second one is a multiplicative inverse for the first one. And we have the multiplicative identity is 1. As we said before, we have addition identity which is 0, because if we add 0 to any numbers, answer doesn't change. So for multiplication here, we have 1, we called it multiplicative identity, okay. So let's take an example to understand the three statements here. Okay, So the first example here we have negative. Okay, let's use another color. Okay, we have negative 3 over 4, negative 3 over 4, and that's a fraction, divide by, okay, negative 9. Okay. Anyway, I know before our answer is going to be positive, because here, as we said before, if we have two numbers, okay, in real numbers, non-zero numbers, okay, have the same sign, their product or quotient is going to be positive. So, but to solve this expression, I just okay, write the first one. Okay, I'm going to write the first one like that, negative 3 over 4, and convert here our divide sign to multiplication sign, and replace this number by its reciprocal. For 9, if we have a number like negative 9, its reciprocal is going to be negative 1 over 9. So here we have a numerator. To make a reciprocal for each number, for any number, you just switching numerator and denominator together. So if you have a number like half, its reciprocal is going to be 2 over 1, which is b 2. Okay, and so on. So here I just replace negative 9 by its reciprocal, which is 1 over negative 1, sorry, over 9, and multiply numerators together and denominators together. Okay, so here I just multiply negative 3 by negative 1, and here I have two numbers have the same sign, so the answer is going to be 3, and 4 multiplied by 9 equal to 36. Just I am going to divide by 3 here to simplify my fraction, is going to be 1 over 12. Okay, for the second one here we have, 3 over 10. Let's use another color. Okay, here we have 3 over 10 divide by negative 6 over 5. Okay, what we are going to do is I just write the first one, which is here 3 over 10. The first number here is 3 over 10, or the first fraction, and convert divide to multiplication. After that, write the reciprocal for my fraction here. For that fraction, here I have negative 6 over 5. So the numerator is negative 5 and the denominator is 5. So I just, to make a reciprocal, its reciprocal is going to be I switching 5 and negative 6. So here we have 5 over, or negative 5 here over 6. Okay, so I just multiply here by 5 over 6 and write its side. Okay, here we have. To find the answer here, just here you have just to multiply the numbers together, or you can simplify here by 5, or divide by 5, by 3 equals to 1, and here divide by 3 equals 2, and here divide by 5 equals to 1, and here divide by 5 equals to negative 1. Here divide by 5 equals 2. Here just multiply the numerators together. Negative 1 multiplied by 1, the answer is going to be negative 1. Okay, and denominators 2 multiplied by 2 equals to 4. So the answer is going to be negative 1 over 4. To solve this question, I have first to convert the mixed number here into a fraction or improper fraction. To convert 1 and 2 over 3 to a fraction, I just to write a denominator equal to 3 and multiply 1 by 3 here, which is 3, and after that plus 2, which is going to be 5. So 1 and 2 over 3 is literally equal 5 divided by 3. Now I just write my expression like that, negative 5 divided by 6. After that, divide by 5 and 3. Okay, now let's convert our operation here to multiplication. So I am going to write 5 over 6, negative 5 over 6 multiplied by the reciprocal of 5 over 3, which is 3 over 5. Now I just multiply numerators together and denominators together. Also, I could simplify here. Divide by 3 equals to 1, and here divide by 3 equals 2, and here divide by 5 equals to 1, and here divide by 5 equals negative 1. So I just multiply here negative 1 by 1 two numbers are different, so the answer is going to be negative. So here we have negative 1. After that we have 2 multiplied by 1, which equals to 2. So that's our lesson today. We learned how to multiply and divide real numbers together. Also we learned the meaning of the reciprocal of each if any number, and also we talked about the multiplicative identity, which is 1. Thank you very much.